Hello, my name's Vince Sheehan, and today I'd like to talk about Doctor Who and the Sensorites. And I'd like to talk about the story of this William Hartnell adventure from the classic series, from the first season, and also some of the themes which crop up in this story. The Sensorites starts with the Doctor and his companions landing in the TARDIS on board a spaceship, and the spaceship appears to have a dead crew, and they're kind of orbiting this planet. But it turns out they're not dead, they're just under this kind of deep sleep, which this mysterious race called the Sensorites have put them in. The Sensorites themselves eventually turn up, and Susan appears to have some psychic or telepathic powers, and she can communicate with them. Eventually, the Doctor, after avoiding a collision caused by the Sensorites, the Doctor manages to get down on the Sensphere where the Sensorites live, and he starts to engage with this race. And it turns out that the Sensorites are being poisoned. And indeed, Ian succumbs to this poison. They soon realise it's the water that's causing it. Now, the Sensorites seem to be, on the whole, a peace-loving race, a noble race, a noble people, but they have a faction within them who are deeply suspicious of the humans, and they want to create and sustain this fear and suspicion of the humans. So they're these Sensorites who are plotting against the Sensorite government to ensure that this suspicion remains. And they've got good reason to be suspicious, because the humans in the past have come to the Sensphere and tried to exploit the Sensphere of this precious mineral that it holds. And they caused mayhem before the humans. Indeed, they stole a spaceship and that exploded. And it turns out that the water's being poisoned by the remaining humans left. They've hidden in this aqueduct and they're poisoning the water. They think they're still fighting a war against the Sensorites. And ultimately the Doctor gets to the bottom of it, and he brings these people to the surface. The Sensorite plotters are defeated, and order is restored, and a sense of trust and moving on is achieved amongst the humans and the Sensorites. And the Sensorites is quite a sophisticated story, really, with some of the themes it comes across. I mean, it's probably the first time where we get an alien race who are not necessarily evil, but they're against the humans nonetheless. It kind of explores that kind of grey area which runs in all of us. The Sensorites really are humans in all but name and looks. They've got this rather cheap looking but characteristic look to their makeup. The story is interesting. It keeps you engaged, and some of the themes which crop up include telepathy, kind of a sense of distrust between peoples, which is perhaps quite pertinent today amongst global politics, etc. There's this idea which the writer Peter R. Newman wanted to get across of people still fighting on, which after the wars ended, which I believe he got from Japanese ex-soldiers in the who kept fighting on in the jungles after the Second World War ended. So there's some interesting things in this story. Like many Doctor Who stories, also there's this there's this plotting and kind of attempted coup in the story as well. So the Sensorites is an enjoyable and memorable story from the first season. I highly recommend it, and please, I've just put a short PowerPoint just with some of the main themes and the structure of the story after this. Thanks for watching. Bye.